Hello Barmy Badger Army, hope you're all well guys. Welcome to today's show. Now today I want to talk to you about Christmas tree decorations and the festivities of Christmas trees. Now I remember when I was younger, it used to be really nice picking up bits and pieces for the tree, finding different things in the shops and using all the old and used and family vintage decorations that we used to have up, and I used to think that was fantastic. I really did. Even when I was a child, I used to love having all the old stuff from my mum and dad's and their families, and doing all these different things that would involve putting up the tree, listening to old-fashioned songs, and doing all these sorts of different things with family and friends that involved designing and making the tree look special. And it didn't matter if the tree looked terrible, and it didn't matter if the tree lights were 30 years old and barely worked. It was the sentiment and the tradition of it, and it was actually part of the Christmas ritual. And obviously nowadays we do it as soon as we can, especially in 2020 when we need cheering up and all that sort of thing. So we did it the week before, you know, after Badger Jr. and the boss's birthday. We pretty much put the Christmas tree up straight away. But usually you would do it quite late on, wouldn't you? Do it maybe 2 weeks before Christmas. But nowadays people love making more of the occasion. I think that's great. I mean, there is something to be said of doing it nearer the time, because it really does feel like it's Christmas. But like I was saying, I think this year everyone needs something a bit more. And I think people will even start putting up their Christmas tree and all their decorations just after Halloween. And you know what, in 2020 I really don't blame them. It's fantastic. Now I've got a bit of a silly story to tell you, which was quite terrible but funny in a way as well. Now I remember me and my mum went to midnight mass, and my dad, who wasn't very religious at the time, obviously stayed at home, and he decided to put up decorations and things like that, and was determined to put them up and have them all around the house, which is fantastic, except for the fact that he'd had one too many. So what happened was, it was hilarious really, what happened was he put all these old-fashioned wax ornaments up near lights and things like that, and you can tell what happened. Fast forward till about 1 o'clock in the morning, when me and my mum got back from midnight mass, there was a big cloud of toxic smoke everywhere. And of course it was before the days of, you know, fire alarms and smoke alarms and things like that. So there was this big toxic waft of smoke everywhere. And it's one of these things that, you know, if you didn't laugh at it at the time, you'd probably cry. So my dad was half cut, and we were having to open all the windows and all the doors to get rid of all this toxic smoke. And yeah, I tell you, it was funny, but not funny, if you know what I mean. So it was terrible, you know, it was really bad. But these sorts of things, you know, they make memorable Christmases. I don't know if you guys are going to find that horrifying or funny. I really don't know. It's somewhere in the middle for me. But obviously we had to get rid of all these old Christmas ornaments, which was really upsetting. But, you know, it was one of these things, really upsetting, but we had to get rid of them all. But, you know, if you don't laugh about it, you'll cry. So I don't know if you guys are going to appreciate that story or find it horrifying, or maybe somewhere in the middle. But yeah, this was one of these things. But yeah, Christmas ornaments have a really sort of on the tree, have a really sort of fond place for me, because I think, you know, you always remember when you got that ornament, and you always remember when you sort of used that, and you remember how many different people in your family have had that on their trees and all that sort of thing. So there is an element of tradition there where it's fun, and you say, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. It was from when Badger Jr. was young, or I remember that. That's what my mum used to have on the top of her tree with a star or a fairy and things like that. You know, so there is an element of memories there and a bit of warmth in the fact that you're carrying on traditions, and I think that's the best part of it, with that sort of thing. So I'd love to know what Christmas tree traditions you guys have. Have you got any weird and wonderful or terrifying stories? Let me know in the comments. And of course, I hope you enjoyed today's Vlogmas, and we'll talk more tomorrow in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, Barmy Badger Army. Keep safe, keep well, much love everyone, and I'll see you in the next vlog, video or stream. Don't forget to check any old content that you might fancy, because it really does help the show. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.